Yeah, most sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
That's right. The only show in America that has the stones, the cojones,
The
grapefruits, the seeds,
the seeds. Grapefruits.
the watermelons, whatever you want to call them, to actually put statistics next to our predictions. It's a one-of-a-kind segment called Write That Down. Don't pay attention to the imitators out there, like those NFL Network frauds that don't even
So
like
many.
they stole the name, but they don't actually. Yeah. Here's how it works. 3 predictions each week from everybody. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you'd like to participate, like our guy Jake is about to, you can just send us a message through the SKOR North app, and we'll get you all set. Do you guys feel the pressure of the weeks counting down in the 2022 Write That Down season?
I don't know, because I am resigned to battling for second place, and if you're battling for second place, you might as well be last.
Well,
Declan's going to win.
Declan's
Declan's going to. Well, I just don't think that he's been above. I think Dex, your lowest weekly average this year's been like 425.
Yeah, I think it was like last
average
week.
at the end of the week.
I mean, I have been struggling over the last. Like, I'm not hitting.
No,
as,
I know,
as hard
but you're
as I
still
was.
no, but you were hitting like 480 before that.
Well, I think what we saw. I think we saw Decktober.
Yes,
I think Decktober was a glorious
Careful
month.
there, but yeah.
But now that we're into November, December,
and he's been great this year. There's no doubt about it, right? Like you can't doubt it. Can't doubt the greatness.
Can he close it out? It's the big question. Can he get all the categories across 2 shows?
I'm more worried about
in an unprecedented success.
In this one, I'm actually more concerned about you catching me, Phil.
Well, I only care about the home run category at this point. So I'm if I catch you in batting average, it's more because you tanked, not because I'm trying to get hit.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, I'm swinging for 450-foot shots. That is my goal.
Thanks, Aaron Judge. Where are you going to sign?
Has he signed yet?
Of course not. It's baseball. Nothing's happening.
Baseball would be so much more fun if like the other sports, there was a 2-week window where all of the transactions happen.
There should be.
I don't know how they force it like the other sports, but anyhow. All right, let's get into the accountability session here.
I don't want to start.
We'd like you to start, actually. But let's start with your accountability session here. You had 2 things come off the board, Judd. You said Cheryl Reeve would be Patrick Royce's Turkey of the Year winner. It was a good guess. Your logic was sound.
Yeah, but I did. I mean, I should have had a much bit better inkling towards who it was than I did.
Oh. Yeah, we all just totally like any chance Patrick gets to rip a former Minnesota athlete and then someone that doesn't agree with him politically, like it was a holy grail of obviousness, and we just missed it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. You said the Big Ten West champion will not go to the Rose Bowl. Well, this is not official yet, but...
Oh, you're giving it to me already? Thank you.
Well, unless you think Purdue's going to the Rose Bowl.
No, I hope not.
What would have to happen? Well, I don't think there's any way, because even if, let's say Ohio State and Michigan both got to the playoff, wouldn't Penn State then go to the Rose? They're ranked 8th.
Well, okay, the one way Purdue could go to the Rose Bowl is if they upset Michigan in the Big Ten championship game on Saturday. I think the Rose Bowl might have to take them at that point, but that'd be the only way. We'll go
we'll revisit.
Exactly. There's room for. I think this is going to be right, and it should be. The Big Ten West, pardon my French, sucks.
Yes, it does. All right, this started off as a really bad week for old Macadac, but he made up some ground here. So I said Bally Sports North will in some way be the Turkey of the Year. They were not. Oh, this was so close. I said the Lions would beat the Bills in that Thanksgiving game, and they were driving to win the game.
I thought of you. I thought of you often because this game.
Pretty much right. Come on. There should be a category for like I was pretty much right. Like a moral victory category or something, like hockey overtime losses. That's what we need.
No, we don't.
I tried to tap into the Marco Rossi will score his first NHL goal well, and I also failed.
Big night last night. Big night last night.
Yeah, I said between now and Thanksgiving, and we're
Danny said
past
NHL.
That, so.
It would have been great if you said first goal between now and the end of the month, because there might have been a back end way into that with the AHL.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
So the fact you put NHL,
Could have argued it.
Did I say NHL? I probably did. You wouldn't have put it in there if I didn't say it. You wouldn't have put it on the prompter. And then I said Tiger Woods would finish top 5 at the Hero World Challenge, but he has like plantar fasciitis, or he withdrew from his own tournament yesterday. And then they asked him just one of the most condescending questions you could ever ask Tiger Woods.
This.
Would you ever play if the PGA allowed you to use a cart like that Casey Martin guy from 20 years ago? Would you play tournaments in a cart? And he basically said,
"Oh, his buddy!
Chance.
Wow,
yeah, no way I would ever do that." He says, "I can swing fine. I just can't walk the course."
Yeah,
because of my leg and because of my foot and my back and all that stuff. You can't walk the course. However, Old Macadac said from game 1 of the season through November, Anthony Edwards will lead the Timberwolves in field goal attempts, unless you think D'Angelo Russell is going to take like 90 field goal attempts tonight. This one is correct. And then totally backdoored into this one because I was not thinking at all about an ownership level change. But I told you guys between the end of the season and January 1st, there would be at least one major change to the Twins, manager level or above.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about who would be manager level or above? Be like Rocco or maybe Falvey or Levine, or I don't know. We didn't look high enough. Ownership level change, and this is a home run prediction at the time.
Very good.
Worded
was not
perfectly.
thinking Polad level change.
Yeah, but you worded it perfectly.
There it is. All right, so a little home run for old Macadac. Okay, listeners, Cody had a parlay. He said the Vikings would cover the 2.5 against the Patriots, and the Vikings would do a Thanksgiving-themed celebration. I don't remember them doing a Thanksgiving-themed celly. Do you guys?
They did the Team Gritty, but I don't remember any. I mean,
Detroit did one with the guy with the food, right? The players sat down in the end zone, and he spooned out like helpings of food, but I don't remember the Vikings.
And I don't
doing
think you can backdoor into the turkey leg thing at the end of the game. That doesn't count. So I know we might get questions on that, but no, I don't think this hit.
If someone can find video evidence during the game of the Vikings doing a Thanksgiving-themed celebration, or Cody, if you want to go check, we will turn this around if we're wrong on this, but I don't think this happened. So. All right, Tim said Kirk Cousins will hit at least 250 passing yards and at least 2 touchdowns, and the Vikings will beat the Patriots. Is this a home run?
It's 3 items.
It's a 3-item parlay, so.
Yes.
And we'll give Tim a home run on that one.
Yeah, our pot shot.
And then Nate said the Vikings will beat the Patriots and cover the spread. This is well before the spread was available. He was just saying that they will win and cover, and they did. It's a nice little
hit. Doubled
the gap somewhere. Declan, you had a few things come off the board. You said Carlos Correa would be the Turkey of the Year winner. Sasha Banks will return to WWE at War Games.
Edge.
How could that not happen?
She's got to come back at some point.
No, they were chanting for there was a botched match, basically. Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey, and the entire Boston crowd was yelling, "We want Sasha." So kind of a missed opportunity there.
Well, there was a botched move or something?
The match just stunk. The Shotzi and Ronda, and fans were getting restless, and they were yelling, "We want Sasha."
Okay. Well, she'll be back at some point, I would think.
I think so.
You said Mike Clevenger would sign with the Twins.
Perfect candidate.
That seemed like just a quintessential Twins signing right there. A couple good things, though. You said the United States men's national team will advance from pool play, and that was 9 minutes of stoppage time yesterday.
Yeah, man. Qatar is
9.
They are very well. What's it? The guy took a shot to the gonads and was on the ground for like 6 minutes. Actually, I understood why it was 9. Like there was a ton of stoppage time, but they have been very lenient on the whole stoppage time.
Are you talking about Pulisic in the first half?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was
they kept playing though, and they kept playing.
And he was in the hospital sending TikTok videos out and stuff.
Yeah. I love when guys are basically dying on the field and they shove them out of bounds and then just keep playing. They literally do. They're like, ah!
It's so weird. They should do that in football. There's just like, a left guard is just writhing in pain after getting rolled up on. They just like run the next play. He's laying on the ground.
The Vikings are down one man.
You
the
got to
Vikings
play 10 on 11.
The Vikings are down. Here comes Judon. He's coming unblocked. Oh my God, Cousins.
But it was in the second half, they added also 9 minutes of stoppage time. So these guys are just grinding. All right, we got to the 90th minute. How much stoppage time? Oh, I don't know. A tenth of a game is going to be added. Okay, cool.
I read a story that games are actually now going longer because they decided that there was way too much stoppage time previously not accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're trying to account for every
Just
second.
Stop the clock then.
I love
Isn't
soccer.
that weird?
Isn't it great?
And then they
done.
get past the 9. Then they're like, it's like 9 minutes and 40 seconds in. It's like, okay, when's the game over?
Yeah.
Just I guess whenever the ref feels like the game is over.
Yeah.
So, no, it's still fun to watch. Then you said Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch would participate in some form at War Games. Becky Lynch did, right?
Yep. Becky
She's
did.
in there. So all right. So Declan with hits on a wrestling prediction. So here's where we stand. Declan is at 419 with 15 bombs, leading both categories. Judd's at 340 with 9 bombs. I'm at 297 with 13 home runs. Listeners also have 13. We have to add one there with a 290 batting average. So listeners and myself knocking on the home run title door. Declan still with plenty of cushion for the batting title. Judd all-time leads with 249 hits. Listeners lead all-time with 31 home runs. So there you go. There's your accountability session. I'm gonna write that down here. All right, let's get Jake in. He's our guest listener predictor. What's going on, Jake? How you doing today?
I'm feeling great. I went to the Vikings game on Thanksgiving night from New England. It was great. Rub it in their faces. Feeling good.
Very nice.
How many Patriots fans made the trek for that game?
Fans.
Well, my sister and friends are all Patriots fans, and they flew out. But from where I was sitting, it was a lot of Vikings fans, so it was good to see.
That's good. So, all right, when did you first become a Minnesota sports or a Vikings fan?
Probably when I was like, it was the Blair Walsh missed field goal season was my first season watching them. And I just really loved their purple color. And I was like, man, I love it. And then I was like, I'll root for them. And I was like, I don't want to be one of those guys that like roots for like different cities for different sports. I was like, you know what? I'll just go all Minnesota.
Wow.
And so, wait, where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
So you had a chance to root for Boston teams, and you just said, no, I'm going to choose the path less traveled. I'm going to
choose the more stressful path because I know when we win one championship, it'll top all theirs.
You were tired of championships. You were raised where you're like, another championship? This is boring. Where's the
life is too easy as a Boston sports fan.
Yeah.
I want some adversity in my sport.
I was like maybe when I was like 10, like I would like I'll be because I know much, but no, I've always been a Vikings fan, so I'm committed.
Love it. All right.
Or you should be committed, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So we're going to go around the room 3 times. We'll start with Jake, over to Judd, Declan, back to me. And these predictions presented in part by our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. So Federated is like having a great offensive line for your business. They just provide such a great, experienced, guiding hand to navigate the waters of being a business owner, whether they're choppy or whether they're smooth. Federated has over 100 years of experience in helping business owners. And like we've talked about, too, they've done just such a helpful job of even helping us grow our business over the past few years here at SKOR North, Mackey and Judd, Purple Daily. So check them out if you're a business owner at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours.
Write this down.
All right, Jake, you're in the batter's box, sir. What is your first prediction?
My first prediction is I don't think he's going to win it, but I have a feeling Justin Jefferson will get an MVP vote this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like it's trending kind of that direction, right?
If they keep winning, and because he's our best player, I don't see a way where he doesn't get one vote.
He is the betting favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year in most sports books.
So basically, we've decided that MVP is always a quarterback for the most
Correct.
part.
Yeah.
Like,
And
he won't beat it
outstanding
over
offensive
most.
player is not a quarterback.
Yeah. Pretty dumb.
Okay. Kind of weird. Okay, over to Judd. Your first prediction, sir.
All right, we talked about this, Phil, when you were getting your system back up, but I'm going to go with this as a write that down from a Timberwolves standpoint.
That sounds vague and
Your
digestive.
computer's Your computer system. Well, you know what? With you, that's actually probably accurate because I mean, you do have the digestive problems.
I was actually a little grateful for the delay at the airport yesterday. If you know what I mean.
See?
I chose the it's Taco Tuesday inside the Hubbard building, and there's 3 salsa options, and I just chose the one on the right. Yeah, that was the flamethrower salsa right before going to the airport.
Nobody dismisses his or her stomach problems like you do, and then pays the price.
Yeah, no,
Declan and I are not going to let IBS ruin our schedule and lives. Okay?
I will eat those wings. I will eat all of it. Yes, I do not care.
Anyway, while you were rebooting your computer system, to be clear, we talked about this, so I'm going to go with it for write that down. The Timberwolves will beat Memphis and OKC in their next 2 home games.
Are you serious?
Same prediction.
Literally stole the exact prediction that I was going to make.
Yeah, well.
That's a home run prediction, too.
And OKC, they probably should beat. Memphis is a good team, but I think I think Cat not being there is going to clear up some roles here and actually help them in the short term. I'm not saying it's good not to have him. I am saying I think that there's been something that feels off and wrong, and it's a chemistry problem, and I think that you take the chemistry problem away a little bit.
And what's kind of I don't think that the Gobert Cat thing is the main problem.
I agree with that.
There's just like other things that aren't gelling too. It's not gelling perfectly. And now I have to think of. I literally have Wolves will win back-to-back games without Cat starting tonight.
Make a change.
So I'll make a change, but
just add to it. Come on.
Well, and Declan will go first. But just to add some context too, I think the Timberwolves need to find some sort of rhythm with just one big guy first, and then inject the second big guy in like 8 weeks. See if that works, because it clearly hasn't been working well the other way. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, okay, Declan, go ahead.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
I'll actually make a Vikings prediction on Mackie and Judd here. So Sauce Gardner has not allowed more than 60 receiving yards this season. So write this down. Sauce Gardner will allow 61 or more receiving yards against the Vikings on Sunday. I believe he is the highest rated cornerback on PFF this year, even though he's a rookie. But awesome. Sauce will allow more than 61 yards. I don't think he's also allowed a touchdown in man coverage this season. He has allowed 1, but it was in zone. But more than 61 receiving yards allowed against the Vikings this Sunday.
You know, they are. I've been seeing some retweets of like Jets media from like SNY and some different people. They are awfully cocky about Sauce Gardner versus Justin Jefferson. Suggesting that the Vikings are going to try and find ways to move Jefferson away from Sauce Gardner and put him in the slot over here on the other side. You know, good luck hiding from Sauce Gardner. Jets, you're having a nice season. Justin Jefferson will not be hiding from Sauce Gardner in this game.
Oh, God.
I love it.
He's a rookie. He's good. He's a rookie cornerback going up against the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh, KOC
will not be hiding from Sauce Gardner.
He's crying right now. I heard he's in the corner of his office. KOC is door locked, bawling his eyes out because he's like, "What are we gonna do about Sauce?
What are we gonna do?
I can't beat Sauce."
Write this down.
Okay. Write this down. The Wolves will win back-to-back games without Cat starting tonight, and one of those games will be a double-digit win by 10 points or more. So I'm just going to tweak Judd's prediction. They will win both those games. One of them will be a double-digit win, or I was going to say or greater, but or greater would mean a triple-digit win, and that seems unlikely. So we'll go with that.
Write this down.
Memphis didn't score.
Yeah, your final tonight, 120-7. Timberwolves back on track. All right, Jake, what's your second prediction?
All right, I'm kind of going to hop on this Timberwolves hype train, but I'm going to go a little bit further. I think we're going to have an above 500 record with Karl missing his month.
Okay.
Yeah. The word this month, do you want us to remove that from the prediction?
While he's
Whenever
out.
he comes back.
Like however long he's out, I think it's like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
However long he's out, we're going to be above 500.
Yep.
Let the speculation, the reckless speculation begin then. Will the Timberwolves be better without Cat? Should they trade him in June or whatever it would be?
Well, wouldn't that be I mean, you want them to play well and, be relevant, but if they find a rhythm or something and then you have to insert him back in 4 to 6 weeks, it's such a weird deal. He's kind of your best player, but he also is he's a weird vibe. So, well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Write this down.
All right, Judd.
Back to me. All right, a couple college football predictions from me to finish up with conference championship games on Saturday. First one, Michigan will beat Purdue by at least 20 points in the Big Ten championship game on Saturday.
What's the
They'll
spread?
win by at least 20. I think the spread's like 21 or something. I decided to set my own spread so I am not subject to the ridicule of this show that I've so often received.
Well, because you abuse the spread.
For the spread, right? But I'm just
because
saying.
you find spreads from like 4
Yeah,
weeks
so
ago.
I said it
Tuesday
myself.
afternoon at 2
So you know
o'clock.
what? The St.
24
Louis
hours
Park
later.
Bureau of Point Spreads has said it himself. It's 20 points. That's what I've decided. By
and
at
as
least
of-
20 points.
Okay. And as of right now, according to Action Network, it's 16.
Okay.
Oh, so
16.
this is you're going above and beyond what the
Yeah.
line is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, because I think they're going to whoop them.
Okay.
All right.
Write this down.
Dex.
All right, let's make another soccer prediction here. The United States men's national team, they get Netherlands on Saturday. So write this down. They will not allow more than 1 goal in regulation or stoppage time against Netherlands. So if this game goes to, do they go to PKs eventually? I think because now it's round of
Eventually.
16.
They'll
Okay,
do.
and
They'll do like I think they do 2 15-minute overtimes, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
And then they would do PKs after
Yeah.
that.
So I don't want to get
sudden death. They're not sudden
right,
death.
right. But you know that this United States men's national team, the defense, they park the bus really well, as they like to say in soccer. They park that bus and they don't allow a lot of goals. They've only allowed, I believe, 1 goal in 3 games so far in pool play. So they won't allow more than 1 goal against Netherlands. I don't know if they'll win, but they will not allow more than 1 goal. Right.
I would say they parked the bus a little too in like a bad part of the neighborhood or something yesterday.
Yeah.
Why would they dominated possession for like, the first 70 minutes of the game.
You know
and then
why?
So we're going to sub in all mediocre defensive players and pray to God for the last 20 minutes.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Prevent defense, man. Not in
But I
football,
will
not
say-
in soccer. Don't like
No,
it.
I of all sports though, and I'm not a prevent defense person either. It does work in soccer. You're only going to score 1 or 2 goals. That's it. It does work. It does work more in soccer than it does in football and all that other stuff. So park the
I just
bus
think
just in a better neighborhood.
Far
though.
be it from me to talk in depth with any level of knowledge about soccer
right.
strategy, but
Okay.
if you are dominating possession for the first 60 minutes of the game, wouldn't you just want to keep dominating possession? They just stopped possessing the ball for the last 25 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no, it drives me crazy. And their set piece play is terrible. They've got a set piece coach. Their set piece, it's awful. How are you that bad? I'd fire him. I'd send him home right now.
Fire his ass. The set piece coordinator. Yeah.
Yes.
Fire his ass.
He's John
Okay.
DiFilippo.
I would like this to be a home run. You tell me if it's not. We can mold it together. They've only scored 2 goals. So there's only been 3 goals in. Is that accurate? There's only
What?
Yeah, there's only been 3 goals in U.S. games so far.
Yeah, they
One,
Yeah.
1 to
Wales
1.
1-1.
Yes.
0-0.
England 0-0, and then
0-0.
1-0 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the U.S. will score 3 or more goals against the Netherlands.
Okay. Yeah, that's a home run.
That's a home run, yeah.
Yeah.
3 or more goals. I don't know if they're gonna win. Maybe it'll be a shootout or something. 4-3 shootout.
That's a golden goal, Phil, by
But
you.
they're gonna get after it. They're gonna, because now they're kind of playing with house money now. You'd like
Yeah,
to see
it
him
is.
go
It's all gravy.
a couple more rounds if possible, but
Wow, are you guys happy already? I'm calling for heads if they don't win on Saturday.
I'm saying I think they have gotten to the point now where it's not a disappointment anymore. So they feel a little more relief and
Yeah.
they can play a little more freely going forward. Because now they're going to just be underdogs going forward.
Write this down.
Okay. And that is the extent of our soccer knowledge. Okay, Jake, your third and final prediction.
All right, this one's like a big parlay that I have, but I think Kevin O'Connell wins Coach of the Year. And then I think the Vikings lose in the divisional round to the 49ers. And because of that, Ed Donatel is not our defensive coordinator after this year.
Wow.
I think the hardest part of this parlay is probably just the specificity of the division round game.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think the other two are probably.
So-
I mean,
so just-
this is a home run prediction. but
Do you want it to just be divisional round? Does the opponent not matter, Jake? Or do you want it to be the 49ers?
If it's a home run anyways, then I'll just say divisional round to play
Okay.
it safe.
It would be, yeah. If you took Niners out, it would be.
Yeah. But I think we are playing the Niners most likely based on the scenarios.
Yeah. Good stuff here. Jake coming in, not messing around today with these predictions. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now, Jake, is there anyone you'd like to thank that brought you to this moment?
My family, just helping me pursue my sports management career, and you guys for providing the content, because I watch like 5 videos a day or however many are posted. I try and watch them to provide some therapy.
Awesome.
Like I said before, I also want to thank myself, because it would have been easily to hop on the New England bandwagon of the Bruins, Patriots, but I'm sticking with it. So I give credit to myself too.
Love it. Yeah. Freddie Mitchell thanking his hands. Good stuff, Jake. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, dude. All right, Judd, what's your third and final?
All right, staying on the college championship conference bandwagon, Georgia will beat LSU by at least 14 points in the SEC title game Saturday. So Georgia will beat LSU by at least 14 points on Saturday in the SEC championship game.
Okay, what's the
2 touchdowns.
There? Georgia LSU spread. Just want to see what trickster Judd is up to here. It looks like 17 and a half is the spread on this one.
Okay.
Well, that's close.
17 and a half.
College football, Judd. I like it. Last one for me. Actually, I'm going to go baseball. I'm going to go with the Twins one. Write this down. The Twins will hand out $20 million in free agency between now and the end of December. So whether that's to one player, whether that's multiple contracts, the sum of the contracts too, by the way, not AAV. So if they're going to start making some moves, and they will hand out $20 million in free agency between now and the end of December.
So that's the sum of the contracts, though?
So if one guy signs a 2-year, $21 million contract,
that hits.
This is a hit for you. Okay.
That hits. It's a hit. Yep. Or if it's 3, 6.5 or whatever the heck it would be, that would also hit.
Okay. Yeah, there's been the only thing I've seen really is like that they've made multiple offers to Carlos Correa. And then didn't someone report yesterday that the Carlos Correa market is not very plentiful? That it's like
really?
That where did I see this?
Rosenthal?
Sorry,
I saw he had a notebook of sorts with a bunch of updates on.
Yeah, I saw that the other day, but there was nothing. Correa was mentioned, but there was nothing about his contract, I think.
The note that I saw, and again, I'm just like
you're on like 2 hours sleep. You probably dreamt it, and you're like, oh yeah, Correa market's dead.
I saw it. It might not have been credible enough to like retweet it, but the point of it was that Boris is like drumming up, hey, the Twins have made multiple offers, and that the Cubs are in, but because there's so many other shortstops out there that are also really good, that it's not like he has 6 teams that are just all in on him. So with that, here's my final prediction.
Write this down.
Carlos Correa won't sign until at least February 1st. So I think we've got a good 2-month dance here. And the Twins are going to have to sit there and either make more offers or I don't think this is like a classic Twins situation like what they did with Torrey Hunter all those years ago where, we totally want you back. And then they just lowballed him. He wanted like a 5 or a 6 year deal. And they said, well, here's 3.
Yep.
They just wanted to make an offer to make it look like they were interested. I actually think they're interested and really want Carlos Correa back. But Boris is going to go through this whole process, and he'll take this into March or April if he needs to, and just try to get another bid or 2. So I think we're in for at least a 2-month more wait with Correa.
Boy, I wonder if the Twins would stick in on that though, because they've made offers. I don't know, to move on, to sign to like Dex said, sign somebody.
Well, they already signed this one dude who can play short or third base. This mediocre guy from
from the Reds. From the Reds. All I know is this. I don't want to hear either one of you knuckleheads question these Twins because I read Joe Pollad said that they have this system in place that they would never talk about. There's a lot of great things, but we're too dumb to get it, was my interpretation of the quote.
We should do that conversation with Royce tomorrow, but since you brought this up.
I was pissed off. I was legitimately pissed off.
Here's what he said, and I quote from the Star Tribune. Is this the Suhan article?
This is the Suhan column. Yeah, broke the story, I think, or got the first.
So he said, with Falvey, the Twins are a better organization and a better baseball ops team with the ops team that we have in place, which is a quote. Which, yeah, I mean, they've done some good things in the last 6 years. He also said Falvey is still in the process of building the baseball department in a way that's not been revealed publicly. Quote, the system, the operation that Derek and his team are building and have built, nobody would, should, or could be privy to that because they don't work in the organization. That stuff takes time. We've never really talked about it. I'm supremely confident that that stuff will bear fruit over time. We will get there. It's basically saying, oh, we've got some stuff cooking here behind the scenes that nobody on the outside is going to ever be privy to because they shouldn't, because they don't work here. But, and that's the thing. I know Joe Pollard a little bit over the years. He is a great human being and a great guy, and he's young. He's like 40 years old.
Yep.
So I am curious to see what his style is going to be in the day-to-day operations compared to like Jim or Carl back in the day. But it's comments like this that just the Twins have this weird arrogance about them, but then they kind of gaslight you too. They're arrogant, but they're also like, but we're the little engine that could. It's like, well.
But first of all, okay. So Joe Pollard sat down with Jim in a very specific environment to like he's not doing, as far as we know at this point, radio, TV. He sat down with one guy. So it's very clear that he was trying to construct answers that would be conducive to, oh, Joe Pollard, this is good. How do you not say, you know what, coming off our last 2 years, we are doing an audit of everything. We want to win. But instead, Falvey has convinced them, oh, you don't understand what's going on back here. I am in the kitchen. Don't come back in the kitchen because you don't understand what I'm cooking up. Yeah. That's what drives me crazy. The arrogance of the baseball department is what gets me. You don't understand what's going on back here. What? The Dodgers are like, oh my God, we might as well quit baseball if the Twins got something cooking in their kitchen.
That's it. Like, because Rocco would do the same thing when he would be asked. You know, it's not like the Minnesota media is pressing him like a New York media or Boston. But when there are questions about, hey, you know, that pitcher was kind of rolling through 5 innings and 68 pitches. Why did you decide to burn 4 relievers tonight on a Tuesday night or something? And the answers are always like, well, I mean, listen. Yep. Or why did you run Emilio Pagan out there in a high leverage situation when he's literally giving up more home runs per innings pitched than Burt Blyleven did in his record year? And it's always like, well, we have information that you guys don't. It's like, no, yes, you do, but no, we know why you're doing it because the third time through the order is a problem. But it's much, much more of a problem for this team than every other team in baseball. Why? Why is that? And no, we get it. Emilio Pagan has a high spin fastball or whatever and a great spinning. He's got great analytics on his pitch repertoire. Yeah, we know why you like him. He still sucks. Anyhow. I felt good to just kind of randomly rant about the Twins.
Yeah, that good.
All right, that's your Mackey and Judd, your accountability session. You write that down, predictions. And tomorrow is a Reckless Speculation Thursday to all who celebrate. Thanks for hanging out with us on Mackey and Judd.